Good morning and welcome. You're watching Plus TV Africa and this is Off the Press. My name is Felicity Ezeuwike. As always, we say Ramadan Mubarak to all our Muslim viewers. Thanks again for joining us. With me this morning to review the major headlines on national dailies is a political analyst, Babasola Adegbuyi. Thank you very much for coming on the program.
Thank you. Good morning.
All right, let's start. We have a couple of them here. We have the Vanguard, we have Punch, we have The Nation, and we have This Day newspaper. Let's start with the Punch newspaper this morning and take a look at what's there. Buhari Insecurity. Buhari says community leaders, police have failed Nigeria. That's it on your screen. With the rider rate Saraki Dogara low on patriotism. Teachers shortage hits public schools. 28 states fail to recruit personnel. That's primary education. We have children on the front page. It was Children's Day yesterday, so expected a lot of attention is on the children. But one worries, though, why only, it seems, on Children's Day do we talk about kids? We'll get to that in a bit. Look at some of the headlines there as well. You'll see no single person should constitute poll petitions panel. That's Jonathan. How 47,000 artifacts are wasting away in aging National Museum. FD declares Wednesday work-free day. PDP, LCCI react as President says 2019 budget difficult to implement. The year is almost half gone. Let's see what the debate is about. Police launch manhunt for hoodlums who killed custom officer in Lagos and disquiet as Bill 6-2 and sub EFCC ICPC powers. And of course on the back page we have some thoughts there from Azuka, saving our people from suicide scourge. Saving our people from the suicide scourge. That's a big worry as it is at the moment. Let's start from the back. This, I know you probably might not have read the full story, but what is your take on the seeming increase in cases of suicide in the country?
Well, it's just an unfortunate thing that we are experiencing high rates in suicide, more especially among the young guys people. And they are sometimes average old men too. Some of them claim it has to do with economy, but I need to let you know that it's not only about economy. There is more to suicide. Before someone can take his life, then it has reached a particular state that that person has given up finally. You get, so in most cases, what actually happens is that people get worried beyond necessary. Sometimes they don't get people to talk to, and before you know, they go into depression. It is the force. It is that force that makes them to do such a barbaric act by killing themselves.
What could be maybe some of the steps that, you know, government and everyone, the society generally, can put in place to begin to address it? Number
one, the government has to do something in respect of employment act, because I read in newspapers some people actually committed suicide because of unemployment, money to spend, house rent or whatever. The government has to do a lot of things about employment. Then number two, the people, the society, we also have the right to help people, most especially those that you see that are reserved, or people that you see that has changed their attitude. It is not normal of them to be quiet, and you just suddenly discover such person is quiet. Try to find out. Sometimes don't let don't shut people up whenever they are talking. Allow them to speak up. Listen to them, even if they are not, even if they are not taking to your pieces of advice. Just let them do what monitor them.
Just let them know that you care.
Yeah,
I think that's a very
just the main thing.
Key ingredient. Showing care and consideration to all the people.
Yeah.
All right, let's go to the front page and talk about all the other issues that are making the headlines. Insecurity. Buhari spoke to the country last night.
Yeah, I watched the interview on the NTA, and for the community leaders, I will agree with him. For the police, I will not agree with him. The police cannot do anything if they are not well equipped. But the community leaders, there is no way we have people in the community, because whether you like it or not, all these criminals are in communities. There is no way we have communities that people are not living that don't have the information. Definitely they do have information, but in this country we are fond of covering up information because we are scared of the person we reveal that information to. We are not sure if there is going to be a payback, let me put it that way. And sometimes too, because there are people who don't want the government to attack them, they are from they are my tribe, ethnic, we don't want the government, so we cover everything up. So not knowing the consequence of our action, by the time this thing now goes beyond your control, you will now start blaming the police. But for the police, if the police is not well equipped, I'm not actually exonerating the police fully, but if the police is not well equipped, how will you tell me you have a presence of Nigerian police in a community of about 100,000 people, and the only people there now they are just about the Nigerian police force there, they are not up to 20. What will they do with that? Are not well equipped. The gun they are using are old din guns, some of them even the bullet, and also not well taking care of the welfare. So what do you expect? So I would not blame the police, but I will blame the community leader. Security is everybody's responsibility, and so we should see it as so. So in respect of the
children?
The Saraki and Dugara, rating them low, well, I don't expect anything different from what he has said, because, you know, for the past 4 years, it has always been a matter of
back and forth, disagreements.
So I don't expect. Actually, the National Assembly did some things that delaying the budget for a long time is not good for the society. It's not good for the nation at all.
Okay, so let's look at our children. When it comes to Children's Day, we look at it. The headline here is teachers shortage hits public schools. 28 states fail to recruit personnel. That's primary education.
Well, number one, I want to congratulate all of us that are children, that we celebrated our Children's Day yesterday.
Yeah, we're always children.
Because we all have father and mother.
Yes.
But now we see where the poor quality education comes from. Imagine 28 states not recruiting teachers for 4 to 5 years. And a lot of people retired during that 4 years. No commensurate replacement during that 4 years. In some schools, you will see about 300 students, maybe 3 or 4 teachers. The teachers come anytime they like. They leave the school anytime they like. Nobody is giving them proper monitoring. Nobody is ensuring that what they are being paid for, they are actually what they are being paid for. So for those states, I will personally call on those states. Thank God tomorrow is the inauguration of new governors, or the second half of some governors. So the states need to do a lot of things about recruitment. If we are talking about the future is not tomorrow. The future is the education itself. If the children are well educated, if they have good quality education, I can bet with you Nigeria will be better for it. But when we deny the school, the children, teachers, we deny them the necessary facilities, then definitely the education will be affected and Nigeria will pay for it, either now or later in the future, either we like it or not. Yeah,
I really would love to talk more about the primary education, but this is a program that is time-bound. Yeah. Hopefully we can have this conversation further, because looking at personnel, you have to encourage people to want to be in the primary health, primary education sector. All right, the Vanguard newspaper is next now. We have Buhari signs 2019 budget into law. You spoke without knowledge of SIP. Mariam Waits replies Aisha Buhari. That's it on your screen. Remember, she said the North is not feeling the SIP program. FG fulfills House pledge to Westerhoff 25 years after. And then corrupt Nigerians will be after me in 2023. What's that about? Details on page 9 of the paper. And on your screen, of course, you're seeing children celebrating across the country their special day yesterday. You have Lagos and Anambra, Kaduna, and of course the FCT Abuja. Still on insecurity this time, the Vanguard is capturing theirs differently. Salah celebrations cancelled in Daura. Insecurity, Salah celebrations cancelled in Daura. It has about 4 riders to that story showing on your screen. And then at the very bottom, you have how I'll govern Lagos, Sanwo-Olu, for Lagosians. That will be an interesting read on page 42 of the paper. And Mr. and Mrs. Cartoon, our favorite, is there as well. We'll get to that in a bit. And of course, on the back page of the Vanguard newspaper, we have a bit of sports, which our sports analysts will take care of a little later. But on the front page, Salah celebrations cancelled in Daura. I have a couple of riders to that story.
Yeah, Salah celebration cancelled in Daura. I think Daura is in Castina. I was reading it on Sunday that there will be no inauguration ceremony in Castina.
That's also very low key.
So as long as there is no constitution or law that says that there must be a celebration of inauguration, you can swear in the governor in the city room and let him continue. I think it's a very good thing for the insecurity in that state. And unfortunately, it's the same state our president comes from. So I expect more concentration in that state, because Katsina, that I know of, used to be a very quiet and peaceful place. But all of a sudden, something happened which I cannot explain, that the insecurity has become a thing that everybody is concerned about in that particular state. So I think I appreciate the Salah celebration. Let everybody be security conscious. It's someone that is alive that celebrates.
There's this rider I'd like to draw your attention to, is that we can't promise Boko Haram will be eradicated presidency. Doesn't that worry you?
Well, we can't. Actually, you can't, but you can minimize it. To eradicate it is very, because when we are talking of crime, there is no country in this world that has no crime rate. You get my point? You can minimize it to a very relative low.
All right, the Nation newspaper is next for review this morning, and Buhari again on the front page. This time, Buhari rejects bid to stop EFCC from seizing assets. That's it on your screen. It has a rider. President seeks input from ICPC, NFIU, others on bill. We also have Nigerians will soon know if I'm slow or not. I guess we know who makes that comment every time. Still on the presidency on the front page. And for the kids, it was all fun, as captured on the front page from yesterday. At the top of the paper, query over projects in 8.92 trillion naira budget. Houseboy to die for murder in Lagos. Jonathan advocates e-voting for confidence. We have some other stories on the front page you might want to look at. Apapa gridlock sanity gradually returning to Lagos. Criminals paraded. Details on page 4 and page 5 of the paper. A flip to the back now, you will see Louis Odion talking about APC and its midnight children. What is that about? There's a picture of 3 APC governors, and that's Yari, Okorocha, and Amosun on the back page of the Nation newspaper. Your thoughts on the headlines on the Nation this morning?
Well, the bill the president has rejected, I think for me, the bill was actually sponsored to kill EFCC, ICPC, and all other agents, because I don't understand where a bill will stop an agency from freezing an account. Yes, not permanently, temporarily for investigation purposes, you get. But I don't understand whereby you are telling me that the person being accused of a crime should be allowed to be benefiting from the proceeds of that asset during investigation. To me, it doesn't make any sense. This is not how to fight corruption. So I have not seen the bill in detail, but for President Buhari to reject it for now, I think I will support it. Let more work be done, because if you can't be talking about fighting corruption and be opening another door to encourage corruption.
All right, we go to this day newspaper now and see what's trending there. They're taking a step back. 1966 coup, counter coup. I was all in it, says Buhari. It has one rider. Yet to discuss future of ministers with anyone. Rates National Assembly police low. That's an offshoot of his speech last night. At the top of the paper, we have SEC. We didn't invite EFCC into MTN Nigeria's listing probe. allays fear of investors. Telco's share price falls further. A bit of business for you. Northern governors ask Buhari for more decisive action on insecurity. And of course, we have this one that says President signs budget, analysts call for efficient execution. On the back page of this day newspaper, we have Aisha Buhari's politics and May 29 blues. Ruben Abati is speaking on the back page of this day newspaper. Now, which of these would you like to speak on quickly?
Well, I would like to speak on the one of Supreme Court imposed strangers on
Zamfara, says Oshomole. I missed it.
Yeah, you actually missed it. Yeah. I listened to the APC chairman yesterday, and I asked myself, is APC chairman now a judge? Because I don't understand where Supreme Court will give a judgment and the APC chairman will be saying it's an injustice. To me, it's not an injustice. As far as a judgment has been given, there cannot be injustice at the federal high level, federal high court level, court of appeal level, and Supreme Court. You are calling it injustice. What you need to do is for the party to go back home and sit down, re-strategize, let all of them come together and agree on how to move their party forward so that they can give the best to the people that have actually voted into power. So that is just that on the Oshiomhole. Then 1966 coup, counter coup. I think the man was just trying to let us know that there is nothing you want to tell me about this country that I do not know of. So that. Yeah.
Before I let you go, let's look at this budget implementation. There's been concerns repeatedly about the implementation, and now we're having it being approved in May, at the end of May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December. The year is over. What are your thoughts? Do you actually see this budget being executed?
Well, for the past, I would say we have been having a very poor execution of budget since 1999. We have not been executing budget the way it should be done. Sometimes we just passed the budget. The National Assembly just passes budget for executive to accept just for procedure purpose, and it's not because of any other thing. If budgets are being executed the way they are being executed, the way they should be executed, Nigeria should not be on the same level we had today. That's number one. Number two, another thing I don't understand about this budget is there is an injection of about 90 billion naira by the National Assembly into the budget. To me, the National Assembly should actually be controlling or curtail the excesses of the executive. But I don't understand where the National Assembly will now be doing that, be increasing, that be saying, executive, what you want to spend is too low. Let us add more. To me, it doesn't make any sense. So between May, okay, we don't have the details now. I learned today they are going to have a public display of the budget. If this is May is gone already. We are looking at 7 months to the end of the year. But if I remember very well, when it came in around 2016, they agreed that, okay, budget can spill over to the next year, maybe to March or whatever. The question is, if this is June, by July you release. They have to release some budget. They don't release all, pending the time you need more. So the government needs to do a lot of things. I'm not interested in the figure. What I'm interested in is what is going into human capital development. That is my interest.
Thank you very much for coming on the program.
Thank you.
All right, we'll take a short break, and when we come back, we'll be looking at sports with our in-house sports analyst. Do stay with us. Good to know you're still with us. Off the press on your TV. Joining me for sports analysis now is Samson Oloyede. Thank you very much for coming.
Good morning.
Good morning. All right, we look at complete sports. We have very limited time, so I'm going to rush through as quickly as I can. Okay. Moses Interlink praises Conte. We also have something on FG redeems 25-year-old house pledge to Westerhoff, okay. Operation Stop Hazard. Emery reveals how Arsenal can beat Chelsea. And of course, on the back page, we have some transfer stories, briefs on the side, And the bigger one here is Yema demands £12 million a week from Madrid. Your thoughts?
Well, let's start with Moses Koyon, Inter Milan link, and Prezes Conte. That's is some sort of reunion, you know, in the making. While Antonio Conte was the coach of Chelsea, Victor Moses enjoyed playing time under him, especially playing as a wing back, you know, courtesy of Conte's 3-5-2 or 3-4-3 formation. So now that Conte is on the verge of signing a 3-year deal with Inter Milan, it's expected that the deal will be announced this week. There are reports that he has identified Victor Moses as well as Romelu Lukaku of Manchester United as players he wants to bring to his new team, that's Inter Milan. So, and it's going to be good for Victor Moses. He's away currently, you know, and is found playing time hard to come by. If he gets to Inter Milan, he's back in the spotlight because Inter Milan will be playing in the Champions League. And more importantly, he's most likely going to be guaranteed of playing time, you know, having enjoyed a very good spell under Antonio Conte. So, it's a good one for him. Operation Stop Hazard, it's the Europa League final, and that's something we should watch out for.
Thank you very much, Samson. I'm afraid we're out of time. Thank you so much for coming. And thank you for watching. Always a pleasure to know you're with us in Off the Press. Join us again tomorrow at 8:30 a.m. for another look at the headlines making the rounds. My name is Felicity Ezeuwike. Enjoy the rest of your day.